Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRIENDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because what I'm about to tell you could be a real game changer for the Washington Commanders. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade that might just reshape the NFC East and give Washington a serious boost as they look to climb back into playoff contention and maybe even set their sights on a deep postseason run. It's all about a possible trade involving none other than Mark Andrews, the elite tight end from the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, you heard that right. The rumors are swirling, and they're pretty intriguing. Sources close to the league, like Adam Schefter, have been whispering that the Ravens might be open to trading Andrews. Now, why would Baltimore consider such a move? Well, the team's sitting at a 9-5 record, not bad, but they're dealing with a tight cap situation, just about $15 million remaining for 2026 per spot track. That's a significant cap squeeze, especially with the Ravens looking to keep their core intact, extend Lamar Jackson, and beef up their offensive line. They're also looking to free up some space to help bolster their defense, which is ranked 8th in the league, allowing just 20 points per game. But the thing is, Andrews is a game-changing player, and losing him would be a big blow, especially given how he's exploded this season. Andrews, at just 30 years old, has been a beast in 2025, racking up 912 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns, and 72 catches with an average of 7 yards per reception. His PFF grade of 88. 4 is among the top tight ends in the league, and his EPA per target of plus 0.28 shows just how efficient he's been in the passing game. Not to mention his yards after catch, totaling 456 yards, and his red zone touchdown rate of 45%. That's an elite level of production, folks. His career totals are impressive, over 500 yards and 55 touchdowns, plus 6 Pro Bowls. But injuries have been a concern this season, with a hip injury limiting him to 13 games. Still, even in limited action, Andrews is averaging over 70 yards per game and displaying the contested catchability that makes him a matchup nightmare. Now, if the Ravens do decide to make this move, the asking price would probably be a second-round pick and a defensive prospect. That's a pretty reasonable price for a player of Andrews' caliber, especially considering the cap relief of around $12 million that Baltimore would get by trading him. It's a move that would help Baltimore address their cap crunch and perhaps give them some flexibility to lock in Lamar Jackson long-term and shore up their offensive line, which has struggled at times, especially in pass protection, with a PFF pass block grade of just 64-1. But here's where it gets really interesting for Washington. If they land Andrews, they're not just getting a top-tier tight end, they're acquiring a true offensive weapon that could be the centerpiece of a rebuild. Currently sitting at 410, the Commanders are in a bit of a rebuilding phase, but adding Andrews would be a massive step forward. With Logan Thomas dealing with injuries and other tight ends struggling to make a consistent impact, Andrews would instantly elevate the passing game. Imagine him lining up across from Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin, creating mismatches all over the field. His ability to dominate in contested catches would open up so many opportunities for Sam Howell, allowing him to target Andrews in key moments, especially in the red zone. Andrews' production this season is particularly impressive when you compare him to other tight ends. His yards per route run, 2.3, surpasses that of players like Zach Ertz, who averages around 1.6 yards per route run. That kind of efficiency could easily translate into over 800 yards in the passing game for Washington, especially with Howell's arm and the weapons around him. Plus, Andrews has proven to be a reliable red zone target, catching nearly half of his targets in that area, something the Commanders could really use to turn drives into touchdowns. Let's not forget how Andrews could impact the team's overall balance. His blocking grade from PFF of 76. 2 shows he's not just a receiver. He can hold his own in the run game and help open lanes for the backs. That would give Washington a more versatile offense, especially in play-action situations. Remember, Andrews' success in the red zone and his ability to catch contested balls would make him a favorite target in critical moments, helping to reduce turnovers and increase scoring efficiency. Now, what about the bigger picture? If Washington pulls off this trade, it could be a turning point. The betting odds for the Commanders to make a deep playoff run could skyrocket from plus 15-0 to around plus 5-0. That's a huge jump, and suggests the sportsbooks see this as a real shot at contention. A player like Andrews could be the missing piece that transforms Washington into a legitimate playoff contender, maybe even a dark horse for the Super Bowl. You can imagine the excitement, the energy, and the renewed hope among fans if this move materializes. It's almost like a resurrection, a rebirth of sorts, with Andrews leading the charge. From a strategic standpoint, this trade would give Washington a veteran leader in the locker room, a player who's used to playing under pressure and delivering in crucial moments. His experience, combined with his elite production, could help accelerate the team's development, especially for young quarterbacks like Howell. Andrews' ability to make tough catches in traffic and his knack for finding the end zone would make him an instant favorite for offensive coordinator Scott Turner, who'd have a new toy to design plays around. Of course, the trade isn't without risks. Baltimore might be hesitant to let Andrews go, especially if they're fighting for a playoff spot. And for Washington, integrating a new star player mid-season can sometimes take time to gel with the existing offense. But given Andrews' track record and his current form, the potential rewards far outweigh the risks. It's a bold move, but one that could redefine the franchise's trajectory. Imagine a scenario where Andrews becomes the focal point of Washington's offense, drawing double teams and freeing up other weapons. It could open up the field dramatically, allowing Dotson and McLaurin to operate in more space and giving Howell a reliable safety valve to lean on. Plus, with Andrews on board, the team's red zone efficiency could jump significantly, turning more of those opportunities into touchdowns instead of field goals. That's the kind of upgrade that could turn a team with a 4-10 record into a playoff contender in a hurry. So as fans, we're looking at something that might just be the spark Washington needs to make a big leap forward. It's a move that could shake up the entire NFC East, especially if other teams aren't prepared for the shockwave. And let's be honest, this kind of move energizes the fan base. It gives us hope, something to rally around as we look toward the future. Andrews' arrival would be more than just a personnel upgrade. It would be a statement that Washington is serious about competing and making a push for the Super Bowl. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. These are still rumors, and nothing is set in stone. The NFL offseason is full of surprises, and teams are always looking to make bold moves to improve. Still, the possibility of Andrews wearing the burgundy and gold is exciting enough to get fans dreaming about what could be. The front office has shown a willingness to be aggressive in the past, and if the opportunity presents itself, they might just pull the trigger on this bold move. It's a story to watch closely in the coming weeks. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the potential acquisition of Andrews could reshape Washington's entire offensive philosophy. With a reliable, elite tight end like him, the Commanders could shift toward a more dynamic, balanced attack, mixing run and pass with much more effectiveness. That would keep defenses guessing and open up more options for Howell, who's shown flashes of potential but still needs a little more firepower around him to truly excel. Andrews would give him that security blanket, a reliable target who can make plays in tight coverage and turn short passes into big gains. And it's not just about the offense. The leadership qualities Andrews brings to the table are invaluable. As a seasoned veteran, he's been to 6 Pro Bowls, and his presence in the locker room can't be overstated. Young players like Dotson and McLaurin would benefit immensely from having a player like Andrews guiding and leading by example. His professionalism and work ethic are contagious, and that kind of influence can help accelerate the team's overall development. The fans, of course, are dreaming of what this could mean in terms of postseason success. The NFC East has always been a competitive division, with the Eagles setting a high bar in recent years. But if Washington can land a player of Andrews' caliber, especially with the added cap flexibility and strategic advantage, they could be the team that surprises everyone. The Super Bowl odds could shift dramatically, making the Commanders a team to watch come playoff time. And with the team's young core and a new, potent weapon in Andrews, that possibility doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore. In the end, it's all about the vision. The front office has shown a willingness to take risks and make bold moves. This trade, if it happens, could be the one that ignites a new era for Washington. It's about building a team that's not just competitive, but a genuine threat to win it all. Andrews could be the piece that finally unlocks that potential, the veteran leader who guides Washington back into the spotlight and into the Super Bowl conversation. So fans, stay tuned because this story is far from over. Whether it's just rumors or the start of something real, it's a storyline that has the potential to define the future of the franchise. Keep your fingers crossed, support your team, and get ready for what could be an exciting and transformative offseason. The Commanders are on the rise, and with a little bit of luck and some smart moves, we might just be celebrating a championship sooner than we think. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.